Welcome back to the Microsoft AI Adoption Accelerator. This is Episode 9, Scaling Beyond the Pilot. 8 episodes in, you have fluency, governance, trust, and a measurement framework. The pilot is working. The pilot might even be famous inside your organization. And then someone says, let's roll this out to everyone. And the rules quietly change. Pilots are easy. Scale is hard. Scale is where rollouts that looked like winners stall, lose champions, surface uneven results, and quietly become a long-tail problem. Today is the playbook for the moment your rollout grows from 1,000 seats to 10,000. What breaks, what holds, and how to keep the signals you have just built. Quick recap. The pilot operating model that worked for 1,000 seats has specific properties. A small core team that handles everything. Hands-on coaching for champions. A weekly review where the program lead knows every champion personally. 3 or 4 use cases studied closely. Telemetry read with attention and care. None of this scales. At 10,000 seats, the program lead does not know most of their champions. Coaching is not personal. It is curated. Review is not weekly with everyone. It is monthly with team leads. Use cases are not 3. They are 30, and most of them are surfacing without help. The shift is not more of the same. The shift is a different operating model. The teams that recognize this early scale cleanly. The teams that don't scale loudly and then quietly stall. Here is the scaling cliff in one number. Across enterprise rollouts that produce strong pilot results, roughly 70% fail to translate those gains at scale. Same product, same training, dramatically different per user value. The reason is a cliff, not a slope. The pilot was hand-picked, volunteers, ready teams, energetic champions. The pilot was hand-coached, direct contact, personal feedback, fast issue resolution. The pilot was tracked weekly, drift caught early, course corrected fast. Scale is none of those things. The population is not volunteer. They are mandated. The teams are not ready, they are average. The champions are not personally known. Many are nominees. The review is not weekly, it is monthly at best. The same playbook that delivered the pilot result, applied unchanged to 10 times the population, will deliver roughly half the value per user. Not because Copilot is worse, because the operating model has not adjusted. The fix is to design a scale operating model before scale arrives, not after. 5 things change when you scale. Memorize them. Engineer them deliberately. 1. Governance. Pilot governance was a weekly forum where one team made decisions. Scale governance is a federated council with business unit leads, each empowered to make local decisions, escalating only the policy-level questions. Centralized governance is a bottleneck at scale. Every decision queues. Federated governance is a network. Decisions flow. 2. Support. Pilot support was direct. The program lead's email, a team's channel, a personal answer in an hour. Scale support is layered. Peer help in a community, champion help in the team, formal help only when it escalates. 3. Training. Pilot training was workshops with a live trainer. Scale training is in the flow nudges, micro-learning bites, on-demand video, and champion-led sessions inside teams. The workshop does not scale to 10,000. 4. Metrics. Pilot metrics were handcrafted spreadsheets read carefully every week. Scale metrics are instrumented dashboards read by exception every month. The team that keeps reading scale data the way they read pilot data drowns. 5. Leadership. Pilot leadership was the executive sponsor and the program lead. Scale leadership is distributed. Every business unit head owns adoption inside their unit. The sponsor sets the direction. The unit heads deliver it. None of these shifts are optional at scale. All 5 at once is what works. The 2 operating models side by side. Pilot operating model, 1 central team, direct coaching, weekly review, 3 or 4 use cases studied closely, champions personally known, the model that delivered the pilot, and the model the team will instinctively keep using as scale arrives. That instinct is the failure mode. Scale operating model, a core team plus a federated council, layered support, peer, champion, formal, monthly review with telemetry, exception-based deep dives. Use case library that surfaces emergent patterns rather than studying named ones. Champions managed through champions of champions. Different muscle, different rhythm, different success metric. Every business unit performing at expected depth rather than our pilot teams performing brilliantly. The hardest moment of scaling is the day the program lead realizes they have to stop running the program the way they ran the pilot and trust the federated structure to do work they used to do personally. Most rollouts wait too long for that day. The teams that schedule it deliberately, around the 1,000-seat mark, scale cleanly. 3 layers, each one accountable for what it can actually see. Layer 1, the center of excellence. Strategy, policy, governance, telemetry, and the response to incidents. Small team, 5 to 10 people for an enterprise, sets the standard, not the local plan. Layer 2, the business unit lead, owns adoption inside the unit, has a local plan with local use cases, a local champion network, a local target, reports to the unit head, supported by the co-E. The unit head is accountable, not the program lead. This is the shift most rollouts get wrong. Layer 3, the frontline champion, embedded in the team, knows the work, coaches peers, surfaces use cases, escalates blockers. 2 days a month dedicated time, recognized in performance reviews. The frontline champion is the only layer that touches actual users on a daily basis. Protect this layer harder than any other. 3 layers, each layer accountable for what it can see. Centralize too much and the unit lead disengages. Decentralize too much and the standard collapses. The model that holds is small co-E, strong unit leads, protected frontline champions. Sequence the rollout. 3 waves, none of them optional. Wave 1, Vanguard, 10 to 15% of the population. Volunteer teams, ready leaders, energetic champions. The pilot, essentially. The Vanguard generates use cases, exposes early issues, builds the champion network and the use case library. Timebox this wave to 6 months, not 1 year. Many rollouts get stuck here because Vanguard results are flattering. Wave 2, breadth, 60 to 70% of the population. Mainstream teams, average leaders, champions who are nominated, not self-selected. This is where scaling happens, and where the playbook from the Vanguard wave breaks if you copy it. Use the Vanguard's use cases. Use the Vanguard's champions as champions of champions. Move fast, in clusters of business units, not one team at a time. Wave 3, long tail. The final 15 to 25%. Resistant teams, remote or shift-based workers, specialist functions with constrained data. The long tail is where scale rollouts die quietly. We will spend a slide on it specifically. Sequence deliberately. Wave 1 teaches the playbook. Wave 2 delivers most of the value. Wave 3 protects the average from the long tail. Champion ratios at scale. Pilot ratio is 1 champion per 25 users. That ratio gives the personal contact a pilot needs and is unsustainable at scale. Scale ratio is 1 champion per 75 users, 3 times broader. The champion is no longer coaching individuals. They are coaching teams, demoing patterns, spotting blockers. The role shifts from concierge to multiplier. Long tail ratio is 1 champion per 40 users, tighter than scale, looser than pilot. The long tail needs more touch because resistance and constraints are higher, but a pilot-style ratio is uneconomic. 3 ratios, 3 roles, 3 different forms of the champion job. The mistake is using the pilot ratio at scale, too expensive, or using the scale ratio in the long tail, too thin. Watch this number quarterly. If your effective ratio drifts above 1 to 100, your depth metric will drop within the next quarter. Reliably. Plan champion capacity ahead of the rollout, not behind it. Training has to change. The workshop model, bring 50 people into a room for a 90-minute session, does not scale. It also does not work. Workshop attendees forget 80% inside a week unless they immediately apply what they learned. 3 replacement patterns. Pattern 1, micro-learning, 3 to 5 minute units, sequenced, on demand. Each one tied to a specific task: drafting a status update, summarizing a meeting, building a one-page brief. Users pick the unit when they hit the moment of need. Pattern 2, in-the-flow nudges. Tooltips, prompt suggestions, contextual hints surfaced at the moment the user is about to do the task. The training is the product, not a separate event. The Microsoft 365 Copilot in-product surface does most of this work. Make sure it is enabled and supplement with your own templates and prompt suggestions. Pattern 3, champion-led in-team. 5-minute peer demos inside the team meeting rhythm. The champion shows the use case, lets a colleague try it, answers questions. This is the only form of training that scales emotionally, peer-to-peer in context, in the team's actual workflow. Combine the three. Drop the workshop. Workshops were the on-ramp. In the flow patterns are the road. Telemetry has to change shape. At pilot scale, the program lead read every line of the dashboard, every week by hand. Drift was caught because someone was watching. At 10,000 seats, no human can read the full dashboard usefully. The team that keeps trying drowns in the data and stops noticing what matters. Scale telemetry is exception-based. Set thresholds. Return user rate below 60% in a unit. Depth metric flat for 2 months in a team. Satisfaction trajectory falling for 3 months in a persona. Configure the dashboard to alert when those thresholds are crossed. Read the alerts, not the data. Quarterly, do a full review with the Federated Council, looking for patterns the alerts missed. Monthly, the executive sponsor sees 3 numbers: population reached, value delivered against baseline, exceptions in flight. Stop reading the dashboard. Start designing alerts. The team that makes this shift has bandwidth left for the work that scaling actually demands: clearing blockers, supporting unit leads, evolving the playbook. The long tail is where scale rollouts die quietly. 3 populations, 3 tactics. Population 1, resistant teams. The blocker is almost always the leader. The team will adopt at the rate the leader signals. If the leader is skeptical, the team will use Copilot defensively or not at all. The tactic is not more training. The tactic is a peer leader conversation. A fellow business unit head who has had real outcomes, talking to the resistant leader directly. Not a presentation, a conversation. Champions cannot fix this layer. Only peer leaders can. Population 2, remote and shift-based workers. Frontline warehouse, retail, healthcare floor, field service. The touch is harder, the signal is weaker, and the workshop model never reached them in the first place. The tactic is mobile first. Copilot chat on the phone, voice prompts, frontline-specific use cases for shift handover, incident reporting, knowledge retrieval. And recognition. Frontline champions need leadership visibility their office colleagues take for granted. Population 3, constrained functions, legal, HR-sensitive cases, M&A, security. Real data constraints. Tactic is constrained by design use cases, a controlled corpus, supervised use, audit-heavy patterns from Episode 7. The long tail does not need the same playbook applied harder. It needs 3 different playbooks designed for 3 different blockers. Plan for it. Resource it. Or watch your average value per user fall by 20% in year 2. 3 things that kill scale. Mistake 1, same playbook. The team applies the pilot playbook to 10 times the population, unchanged. Same workshops, same governance, same telemetry rhythm, same champion ratio. Result, value per user halves, the program lead is overwhelmed, drift is invisible, and by month 9, the rollout is in trouble for reasons no one can name precisely. Diagnose this early. The day the pilot succeeds is the day to redesign the operating model. Mistake 2, no operating model. We'll figure it out as we go. Federated structure exists in name only. Business unit leads are nominal. They don't have local plans, local champions, or local accountability. Result: When scale arrives, every issue queues at the central team. Every unit head deflects ownership, and the program collapses under its own weight. Mistake 3. Leadership absence. The executive sponsor is busy this quarter. The unit heads attend the kickoff and skip the rest. Result: the rollout becomes the program team's program, not the business's program. The use case is stale, the champions lose air cover, the long tail is left to fend for itself, and at the renewal review, someone says, "Whose program was this again?" Scale is leadership-led, or scale doesn't happen. The program team can carry pilot weight. Scale weight breaks the program team. 3 takeaways. 1. Scale needs a different operating model: federated council, layered support, in-the-flow training, exception-based telemetry, distributed leadership accountability. 5 shifts, all at once, designed before scale arrives, not after. 2. Sequence the rollout in 3 waves: vanguard for 10 to 15%, breadth for 60 to 70, long tail for the final 15 to 25. Each wave teaches the next. Don't get stuck in the vanguard wave because results are flattering. Time box it. 3. Plan for the long tail: resistant teams, remote workers, constrained functions. 3 different playbooks for 3 different blockers. Without a long tail plan, your average value drops 20% in year 2, quietly, predictably, every time. Scale is not the pilot in a louder voice. Scale is a different game, designed deliberately, led from the top, supported by federation. Coming up in episode 10, the final episode, sustaining and evolving with agents. You have built fluency, trust, value, and a scale operating model. Now the technology shifts under you. Agents arrive, autonomous workflows that act on your behalf. Same trust signals matter. The operating model evolves again. Episode 10 is about how to sustain the momentum you have built when the next wave of capability lands, and how to keep your rollout future-proof rather than continually reacting to the next platform shift. If today's episode helped you see why scale is a different game, do me a favor. Subscribe, share it with the person who runs your business unit network, and join us for the final episode. See you in episode 10.